I got a hangover, so I made Pelmeni. Well, yeah, those are the Pelmenis, bro. I don't have a hangover right now. I didn't drink in a long time. But I wanted to talk about hangovers, and I thought, like, yeah, let's also make some Pelmeni with sour cream sauce and this special secret red sauce. I was just cooking in the kitchen, bro, and some Patreon exclusive, and you see me sweating, bro. And it wasn't chaotic at all.
The fork just fell into the red special sauce.
Girl, you perfect.
Whoops, just spilled some sour cream on my...
Sour cream is worth it. Why did I choose Pelmeni to talk about hangovers and drinking alcohol? Well, because all of my hangovers, like the very bad hangovers, 2 out of 3, were from vodka. And I was like, okay, let's do some Russian, Slavic type of food when I'm talking about my 2 out of 3 very bad hangovers through vodka. One of those were through beer, but we're also going to talk about this. But let's dig into this one, bro. I cooked this myself, and yeah, woo. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Let's go for the first bite, bro. Woo, there it is, bro. Woo. Red sauce with sour cream. Awesome. That would definitely cure a hangover, at least emotionally. Ooh, look also at the meat here. Pelmeni. If you don't know what pelmeni is, it's essentially a meat dumpling. Wow, that's so good. Let's talk about my hangovers, bro. Is this glorifying the consume of alcohol? No, it's the straight opposite what I'm trying to do with this video here. In a nutshell, drink responsibly and then have fun in the most safest way when you drink alcohol, alright? But I want to show you that it can go very, very wrong and bad in some way or another. But I also had sometimes very big luck, I have to say, but also sometimes pretty bad luck. Let's talk about those stories. Let's start with the very first one. I'm gonna save the last one because it's the most spectacular one, bro. So 3 hangover stories. Gonna start light, then medium, and the wildest one I'm gonna keep for the end of this video, bro. So stay tuned for this one. First hangover of Udyzyz, right? It was the 13-year-old Udyzyz. And I just messed up my beard. 13-year-old Udyzyz thought, bro, it's so cool to get drunk. And he was meeting up with some people that had some sort of like a plug to get some beer. And I'm not talking about this mixed beer, less very light ones, right? I'm also not talking about this crazy strong one, craft beers with whatever, like 11 or 12% alcohol in it. It's more like this medium strong beer, right? Like 5% alcohol, regular beer. And I was, yeah, some sort of like a teenager that wanted to prove himself to others, right? In some way or another. We were getting ready for getting completely ish-faced. Oh man, again I messed up my beard. But it tastes so good. And I told everyone, hey, you know what? I'm gonna drink 6 beers, bro. And they were like, no, you don't, bro. No, you don't. And obviously, what I told y'all, young, rebellious Udyzyz, 13 years old, said, oh, I'm gonna show all of you. I'm gonna prove all of you wrong, bro. I am a good, strong drinker. First time I ever had a beer, I think, in my life. The strong ones, medium strong ones. They had a full case of beer, like those big ones. And I haven't eaten anything before I went there. It was in the evening, right? I haven't eaten anything before that. I think I had like cereal in the morning, and then again late evening we met up with this group and we were chugging one beer after another. And we were listening to music and we felt so cool, at least I did. And I was whatever in with beer 2. And it was, oh, how you feeling, Udyzyz? And I was, oh bro, easy. Light work, bro. Light work. That's easy, bro. What? 6 beers? I'm gonna do this in my sleep. And I was drinking, and I was drinking, and I was drinking, and I was through with beer 3. Obviously, I wanted to impress the others, so I was even drinking fast. And they also then asked Udyzyz, do you want to order some pizza? Because they knew I wasn't eating anything before that. I was like, no, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna drink now. You can order pizza, right? If it's there, I'm gonna eat it. But I'm gonna continue drinking now, right? And the very moment, bro, I opened up The 5th bottle, I had 4 beers in, right? 5% alcohol beer of an empty stomach, 13-year-old Udyzyz. I opened up the 5th beer, and the very moment I put this 5th beer on my lid, boom, complete blackout. Complete blackout. Lights out, everything dark. Nothing. And it was almost like just a moment of darkness, and I open up my eyes again. All of a sudden, I see just the ground, right? And I know 2 people are holding me, right? And I see the ground, and I'm really like breathing heavy, right? And it's very blurred vision, right? Eyes shut again, all dark again. Next, eye opening again. It was just like a moment of darkness. Bottle on my lip, moment of darkness, open up, eyes closed, moment of darkness, I wake up in my bed. Not even in my bed, it was on a mattress at home. And it was time to go to a certain appointment I had on this very day. And it was pretty hungover. It was like an 8-hour thing, right? And the moment I woke up, 6 in the morning, bro. 6 in the morning. I woke up and I was like, oh, I have this appointment. And it's gonna be a whole day, 8 hours. I stood up. I was hungover, bro. I was hungover. I made this whole 8-hour thing happen. Went back home. And I was so curious what happened last night. So I checked my messaging system. Back then it was ICQ, if you still notice. And the people I was, drinking that night, bro, they were bombarding me with messages, and I was also then bombarding, like, what happened last night? What happened? What happened? I have no idea, bro. Complete blackout. And it's like, bro, you completely were out of order. The pizza was there later, but you were already like, whoa. And they had to call someone that they picked me up, and they didn't call an ambulance, what is pretty good, I have to say. Very good that they didn't do this. But also, if it just gets too serious and someone really needs help because you're really scared they may be gonna die from drinking so much alcohol, call an ambulance, bro. But I think those people I hung out with, they knew Udyzyz is still in a state that can be handled at home. But yeah, if you have a friend or someone that is completely drunk and it's very, very serious and dangerous for their life in this very moment, better call an ambulance. Save their life. And they also told me when they called this one person that picked me up and this person that finally saw me, right, from this place they needed to pick me up, they saw me and those people, right, we were hanging out. And I was completely already blacked out and knocked out. This person walked up to me, said not a single word, and just, BOW! Slapped me across the face. I mean, I was already out. I wasn't even noticing it, bro. But, yeah, the people that I was drinking that night told me the next day via message. Oh, this person, BOW! Slapped you real good. And I was like, oh, alright. Wow, I didn't know. I didn't notice. I was completely out. And then I was curious and I wanted to talk to this person, right, that picked me up and wanted to know, hey, what was the reason you did that, right? So, yeah, walked up to them and I asked them, hey, did you slap me last night? And if yes, what was the reason? And they said, yeah, of course I slapped you. I needed to know what your state is. Right? In terms of reflexes. Is there something in there? Is this boy still receptive of any impulses or whatever? And I was like, oh, alright. And you just have to imagine, right? Me laying there that night, they had to pick me up. And then also like, boom. No response, right? This person told me they didn't want to slap me. Well, maybe they slapped me also a little bit because they were a little bit angry. Or not. Whatever. I don't really care. I was out. And they helped me and they picked me up. But I think mostly they did this because they really wanted to know, hey, how ish-face drunk is this boy? So yeah, that was my very first hangover. And yeah, it was a wild one, I tell you that. And completely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. And you would maybe think, yeah, Udyzyz learned his lesson, right, in his very early age with 13 years. Not really. It needed 2 more times. The second hangover is definitely years later, and it was already the, yeah, age where I was legally allowed to drink alcohol. Let's say it like that. Well, I was again drinking a lot of alcohol with some people, and we were celebrating something early in the morning. It was like, bro, even before noon, but we were going hard, bro, and it was not beer, bro. It was also some beer, but mostly vodka. It's going crazy, bro. We were going crazy. And again, I'm not telling those stories to flex or whatever, say it's cool, whatever. I tell you the story how it really was and how it turned out. And I want to some sort of just share my story with you that you better stay safe. All right? And yes, we were drinking some beer. We were essentially chugging it, bro, with a funnel, bro. We were almost doing keg stand, bro, but we only had this little pipe and let the beer run down. We were going crazy, bro. And yeah, also a lot of vodka. Then I remembered this very day that I again had an appointment. Also, again, an important appointment. And while we were going crazy and drinking all of this, vodka shots, chugging the beer, and what other crazy stuff, it was like, hey, I was already completely brum. I was brum. I even was running up to one of the people we were partying with. It was like on, yeah, somewhere outside. We weren't indoors. It was outside where we were partying. And it was one of the people that we were partying with of our group. And they were walking somewhere, but they were just walking. Normal pace. And I saw them from the distance, and I decided, bro, it's gonna be so cool if I just now run up to them, jump on their shoulders. That's an awesome plan. Let's go. Not even thinking what happens after that. I was just going, and I was running. They were just walking. I was like, and I jump up, bro. Bro, really? I don't know how I pulled this off, bro, because they were my height. I jumped up, bro. I think I pushed them a little bit down on the shoulders to get also this little extra lifting up. That was really then bow with my legs on their shoulder, and it was like cool, it worked. And then ooh, they were leaning over because they weren't expecting this, and obviously the momentum and gravity and whatnot, power force, were pushing them over. It was like ooh, and it was like falling with my forehead, bow, right on the street, bro. Right on the street, bro. Boom. But it didn't hurt at all. I was like, ooh, okay. Stood up again, continue partying, right? And this person, they didn't even fall. They just, again, they had me on the shoulders and like, ugh, right, throw me off that they don't fall themselves. And I was gonna continue, bro. I just kept going, bro. Next drink, next shot, whatever. Crazy, right? Crazy. And then I noticed, okay, I have this appointment again. And I told all of them, hey, people, I have to leave, alright? I have to leave. I was already blurred vision. Like, okay, so bye, people, bye. And I was walking. I had to take a train, bro. So I was walking to the train station. I was like, alright, this train. Yeah, I have to go there. What I did, bro, I was getting to the train station. I was getting to this train station. And before I even got close to the train, lights off again. Completely blackout, all black. So I didn't even experience how I entered the train. I was in the train station, but this whole walking to the train, getting into the train, sitting on the seat, didn't happen consciously. What happens now is, bro, again, boom, all black, and it's again like a moment, just like a moment. It's like a moment of blackness, of darkness, and then, woo, eyes open again. I'm sitting in the train, right? I'm sitting in the train, and there is a school kid sitting next to me, right? I don't know how old they were. Maybe 11 years old, maybe 11 years old. And I was, again, completely ish-face drunk, bro. Sitting there on the seat like this, bro. You know, and I looked up, bro, and I knew, bro, I have to time. I have to time to get out at the right time, right? to get to my destination. Because again, I had those blackouts because I was so drunk. I didn't even notice how I entered the train. I knew at what moment I will black out again. I have to get my destination, or I'm obviously effed, right? And I'm like, okay, right. Okay, there's more stations, alright. This kid is sitting there, and I'm like, hey, boy. This kid is just like, right, and I'm like, hey, I need your help. I need your help. Tell me. And they're like, what? I'm like, tell me when we get to this and this destination, alright? Just tell me, alright? Alright? And they're like, alright, alright. And I was like, alright, good. Boom. Eyes closed again. Blackout. Blackout. Completely gone. And then, eyes open again. What happens? I'm laying on the floor in this train. I look down on myself. My complete shirt covered in already dry vomit. It was already dry. Not completely dry, but some sort of, it was not completely fresh. And I'm like, then I see all this vomit, bro. Then I look up where the kid was. Kid is gone. I'm like, oh, this boy. Right? And I'm like, oh man, where I am. I'm trying to get up, right? It's so hard to even get up, bro. It's almost like all my physical power is gone because my system is so intoxicated. And I look up, bro, what the destination is. And we're like, oh no. Missed my station. I missed my destination. Ugh. Alright. I have to get up now. I was like, I have to take the train back now to get my destination. Again, I have this appointment. I have to be there, bro. And I get up, bro, like, and I finally made it up. I'm standing now and I'm holding on the wall, bro, like, and I got something to grab. I'm like, alright, let's get out of here. And this train stopped already, and I had this perfect timing, some sort of to get out at one station, not to wake up. That was already past my destination. So stood up, train is stopping. I have to get out of here. And I was like, almost stumbling out of this train, bro. Boom, not falling, but I was really tripping out, falling, stumbling out of this train. It was in another train station, like, and I was like, okay. I'm walking. I have to get to the another place of this train station to get my train back. That I even got this thing done to know where the other train leaves, bro, where I go back. Because I knew, okay, this direction I just came from, I have to just go the other direction, whatever it is, just the other direction. So I was looking, okay, where are the trains going this way? Okay, that's also the destination that I have to go. Alright, let's go there. And I was holding on to almost anything that I was getting, bro. I had to go downstairs, then okay, to the tunnel, okay, stairs up to the right place. And then, bro, I was sitting down at a train station where my train is stopping that you can enter. And I was there, bro. And it was like, I don't know, bro. I just sat down. I found some chairs then. I found some chairs and I was like, it was so hard, bro. I was like, I was sitting there, right? I was sitting there. And I knew the train will come in a few minutes, right? So I was like, I have to stay awake, bro. Stay awake. And I was sitting, I was completely messed up, bro. I was so messed up. Then I saw the train. I saw the train from a distance, bro. I saw the train from a distance coming, right? But it still took whatever 2 minutes or 3 minutes, right? And I wanted to get up because I knew I have to take this train, bro. I have to be there for the appointment. Not even thinking how I will get through this appointment, right? But I was like, I have to be there. Be there or be square. If you're hungover or not, you're completely drunk, whatever, just be there. It was the main objective. It was the only mission in this tunnel vision I had of being completely intoxicated. So I wanted to get up out of my seat, right? I was like... It was even more loss of control over my body than I had in the train when I saw the vomit on my body. It was more, maybe even because I walked all these steps and all this because I was already like a Hercules deed, bro, to get this even done, to get to this seat. And I saw the train come and I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna miss my train. And there was one guy, bro. Complete stranger. I haven't seen this dude before in my life. This dude saw me. And he was waiting for another train. He had no business on my side. He had for another train, but this dude saw me, walked around, went to me, and he was asking, "Hey, do you need help?" And I was like, "Yes, I have to get into this train. And he was like, "All right." And this dude, bro, such a good heart. I don't even know anymore how this guy looked. I have no idea what his name is, not his address, no whatever. I have no idea about this dude anymore. I don't even know I was able to recall. So maybe would have said he was an angel, but no. I think it was just a dude that was very, very helpful and probably had a big heart and saw that I was really struggling. And maybe also felt a little bit sorry for me, seeing me struggling like that. And this dude, you have to imagine I was covered in throw up. Like, I was covered in vomit. Completely over my shirt. This dude grabbed me by my arm, put him around my shoulders, and walked me to the train. The train was coming in, stopped. I was getting into the train, and then, bro, I got into the seat myself, right? He just left, and I said, "Thank you." And how I was even able to say thank you. And he left, right? Because obviously he had to also get his train. And I was getting in there, bro, and I was sitting on the seat. Boom. I said, "Okay, bro. Doors are closing. I have to stay awake now. I have to stay awake." The train is starting off. No, stay awake. Stay awake. Stay awake. Black again. All black again. All of a sudden, woke up again. I see. Really? I see. Train already is standing still, stopped, but it says my destination. It's my stop. I have to get out of here. I see it. And I was like, and obviously when the train already stopped, you better get out quick before the door closing and it continues, right? I was like, and again, it was still so hard, but I was like, I have to get out now. I have to get out now. I can't do this a second time, bro. Like, and I was grabbing on stuff like, and I think also some sort of maybe the alcohol, the levels, went down a little bit. That I had to get a little bit more control, a little bit more. It was getting on like, and I stumbled out of the train and I made it. And I was there where I needed to go a little bit more. I was just like boom, 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 walking the whole way to my appointment. And I was walking there. And this appointment was essentially me moving out of an apartment that I had. And I got to my apartment. I open up the door, bro. Again, just open up the door, threw the door shut, walked just to my bed. On the way to my bed, I just stripped off my shirt and my pants while I was walking, bro. And then just jumped into the bed. And then as soon as my head hit the sheets, boom, out. All of a sudden, again, it was just like a moment. It's always those moment blackouts, right? Moment black, boom, and then all of a sudden, ding, ding. Oh, the bell ring. Oh, the bell ring. They're there. They're here. People that wanted to help me, right? It's like specifically one person that wanted to help me to move out. I was completely drunk. And I wasn't planning on getting absolutely ish-face drunk on the day. It just happened. But you see, younger Udyzyz didn't make those wise decisions. And I got up, bro. I was just in my boxer shorts, bro. I was getting up, bro. But I felt a little bit better. I have to say I felt a little bit better because it was over from the moment I left my party folks, right, to get to the train and then missed my destination, get another train and back to my apartment. I think it was a course of 5 or 6 hours, max 7, 5 to 7 hours, something. It was like the course of that time. I opened up the door, bro. I got up, and again, it was way better, bro. It was way better with my control over my body. I opened up. I didn't even open up right onto the door, right, like the speaker. And I was like, yeah. And this person, bro, was already pretty irritated, bro, because it seems like they rang the door multiple times, and I just woke up, I don't know at what time, of them ringing the bell. And they said, like, what's going on? I'm ringing the bell on and on and on. You don't open up. Hey, you want to move out. I'm here to help you. Oh, right. Yeah, come in. Open up the door. They got to my apartment. I let them in. This is coming in there like, they're just looking at me. All right, okay, let's start. Where to go? No, let's go. I'm not here now. They were already irritated because I was letting them wait. I was like, yeah, we're gonna literally like this. We're gonna start and yeah, and there. And they were like, well, what's going on, man? Come on, let's know. Chirp. Hey, I got also other plans today. Like we walking like, okay, right. And we're getting whatever. We're getting the sofa. We're getting it. I was living in like in the third floor. Third floor it was. Getting the sofa down. We had no elevator. Getting the sofa down and all the other stuff and whatnot. And was very silent, right? And this person was keeping on barking at me because they were so irritated and yeah, annoyed. Was letting them wait, and I wasn't even able or didn't even want to say anything back because I was still trying to keep my composure because I was still in this hungover state, right? And we got a little bit better, but it was still hungover. My head was just pulsing like boom, boom, boom. They're like oh, like, boom, 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 right? And yeah, we were then sitting in the car, bro, and they're like, what's going on? What's you acting so weird here? And I was like, oh, please, I'm so hungover and got ish-faced drunk. Please give me some peace. And they were like, oh. All of a sudden, right? This it really turned down like, oh. And they really understood like, oh. They were like, okay, you wanna grab something to eat and something to drink? It's on me. I was like, sounds good. And then we got something to eat and something to drink, and it was really like, whew. It gave me this little moment of peace that I really needed to get my bearings straight again. And then we finished all this moving all this stuff. Yeah, that was the second one, bro. That was also a wild one. But now get ready for the third one because that's the wildest bad hangover story. That also had definitely shown me a lot of things about life. And be ready. And also to this one dude, if you're ever gonna watch this video, you probably won't remember me. I don't even remember you. But well, you were sober, I was completely drunk, but maybe you remember me. Big shout out to you, dude, that you helped me to get from this seat into the train, that you helped this completely drunk, ish-faced drunk dude completely vomit over his shirt, and that you even grabbed me by the arm, put me around your shoulder and helped me, bro. You got a golden heart, bro. Shout out to you, whoever you are. Thanks. Hangover story 3, and now get ready for the wildest one, bro. Oops. I was also already at that age that I was also allowed to go to clubs, right? Legally allowed to go to clubs and drink alcohol. And I was going with a friend. And let's say we were a little bit cheap back then. Because we didn't have that much money to go wild in the club and order all those bottles on the table, bottoms up, champagne bottle, and let it spark and shoot around. Yeah, that wasn't our vibe at that time, bro. So what we did, we got a bottle of vodka, right? And both of us, we weren't really, let's say, tough drinkers. We both got drunk pretty quick. And we were like, all right, let's get one vodka bottle and one Coca-Cola bottle, right, to mix it. And we were getting into the train, bro. We were already at the train station, already drinking, right? We were already drinking. And again, all those stories, long time ago. And we were drinking, and bro, I even have to say, like, drinking pure vodka. I hate pure vodka, bro. But we had no cups, so we had to do it like this, like, right, to really like ease this disgusting taste on the tongue. Some people love pure vodka, the taste of it. I hate it, but it was for the drunk state to make this sacrifice. And we're drinking and laughing and talking and all that fuzz and getting into the train and keep on drinking. The moment where we arrive at our destination, I'm already pretty drunk, bro. Already pretty drunk. And the vodka bottle is maybe, there's still 2/3 in this vodka bottle, and I was already pretty drunk, bro. You see, I was really like lightweight drinker, bro. Got drunk very easily. And this friend I was with also. And yeah, we get out of the train. We were just, yeah, chilling a little bit at the train station before we then went to the club we wanted to go at that night. And we were sitting down somewhere at a table, somewhere at the train station. And Pelmeni bowl done. It was awesome, bro. Ooh, it was so good. This Pelmeni with sour cream and red special sauce. All self-made, but the Pelmeni. But the sauces, sour cream sauce and red special sauce, all self-made. Check out the Patreon if you want to see me cooking and all the ingredients. How to cook this special sour cream and red special sauce. Check out the Patreon. Launch on 1st of August 2025. Appreciate you guys. We're sitting there in a train station, right? Just at a table. I was always like, already like, ooh, right? I was really like, okay, ooh. I was like, ooh, right? And you also see, like, I was always doing too much, bro, with the alcohol, right? When I was younger. And I'm sitting there with my friend, and they tell me, hey, Udyzyz, I just gonna go to the toilet real quick, alright? And I was like, alright, go. And they're leaving, right? I see them walking away. What I didn't see, standing on the table, is just this vodka bottle, right? There's just water here, but just to show you. Still 2/3 in there. And I was like, got the bottle, open it up, bro. Put it on my lips, and again, same spiel when I was 13 years old with a beer. Just eyes closed. The very moment I really it touches my lips, complete blackout. Complete blackout. And we're back at it again, bro. With this momentary complete darkness. And boom, open eyes again. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm in a complete different setting again. I'm just on the street or like on the sidewalk walking, and I see my friend walking in front. They're definitely a few feet in front of me. And I'm just like I joined the game. I just joined a game that was already playing on autopilot or whatever. I was eyes open, and I was just walking. Already, obviously, night, right? Night life. I just see my friend in some like a distance, and they're just shouting back, "Hey, Udyzyz, walk faster. We have to get to the club." And I was like, all right. Eyes closed again. Blackout. Eyes open again. All of a sudden, bro, we're standing in line. We're standing in line to get into the club. All right. So, boom, eyes open. My friend next to me. A few people still in front of us, right? To get into the club. The bouncers checking them and whatnot. Their stuff and can go in or not. I think like 2 or 3 people in front of us, right? And I see like the bouncer in there, and I'm like, oh man, they look pretty strict today. So my friend, I'm saying like, oh, you better shush, alright? Act like you're stone cold sober, alright? Act for absolutely cool. And they're like, alright. And they're also a little bit drunk, but not crazy like me. I'm like, alright. That's how I thought I was talking. That's how I thought, like the volume and how I talked and behaved myself in this moment. But what I think how I sounded like and how I was moving, still with 3 other guests in front over the bouncers, but probably they've heard all of this because obviously they get also an eye on the people that will come up, not only the ones they're facing right now. I think my volume was my tone was some sort of like, hey, oh, you better be very quiet, alright? Because they won't let us in. So act absolutely sober, okay? Sober. That's how I think I was acting and how loud I was, alright? Because as soon as we got to the bounces, bro, and I was really trying to hold it all together, right? I was really like right? I was like trying to keep my poker face and like everything normal, right? Nothing to look here, right? The guests in front of us were just getting in, and the very moment the bouncers were just looking at us. It wasn't not even more than a second. They said like, "Not today. You leave." Not a single word out of my mouth, or not more than a second of them, right? They were like, "Oh, all right, go in. Not today. Leave." Right? And I was like, what? Yeah, next one. I was like, oh man. And we were just we just went, because it makes no sense. I knew this from early on. It makes no sense to start an argument with a bouncer. It makes no sense. So we were leaving, bro. We went again. We're just clocked, bro. We said nothing, right? We just like, right? Because we were like, okay, they got us. We're absolutely drunk. And I think my friend was also too drunk to get in, but not as drunk as me. And then I also noticed where we even are, right? And we were essentially in a building. To get to this club, you had to go some levels down, right? Some floors downwards. And we were in some sort of this lobby, right? And we were getting back to an elevator. There was an elevator. We got down to this level that I didn't even notice. Because again, there was a blackout in between. And we were turning around and getting to this elevator, right? And my friend saw the elevator, some sort of just opened up, but we were still a pretty good distance away. Started running. Said, hey, Udyzyz, come on, let's get this elevator, right? We are gonna have to wait a lot because I don't know how many floors it was down. There were a lot of people. You know, I was like, all right. And I'm also I start running. My friend is already in the elevator. All of a sudden, I step with my left foot on the floor, and all of a sudden, like, phew, I'm just slipping. I'm all of a sudden like slipping, vroom, and like, woof, completely falling on my butt, but still sliding on something. I'm sliding into the elevator, bro. Right in front of the elevator, stepped on something, whoosh, and all my butt, on my back slipped, and vroom. I'm laying there in the elevator, bro. I see all those party people. And they look at me down like, and they're all still laughing, right? And I was like, oh, are you laughing? Are you laughing because I fell? Right? I'm thinking this, right? And my friend is there like, and I just get up, right? I just get up, like, ooh. I also wanted to know why I even slipped, right? Because it was unusual. I was getting up, and then looking like on my back and on my pants. Bro, it was fully covered in vomit of someone, not my own vomit. I completely slipped on someone's mess on the floor. And I also looked in on the outside of the elevator, and it was like, I saw the big spot of vomit and some sort of, mark that I left in there when I was sliding through it. And I was all this like, ugh. But I was already so drunk, I was like, you know what? This evening is already so messed up, bro. Well, what can I even expect from this evening anymore, bro? From this night? What should I expect? Again, bro. I got up, noticed the vomit, and then vroom, again, black. The blackouts were crazy, bro. When I had this level of alcohol in my system, bro. This amount of alcohol got me completely whoosh, and it was just spontaneously every single time my whole consciousness just shut down, and I wake up in a completely different place. Pretty scary, right, when you think of this. And again, right, eyes closed, vroom, blackout, all black, vroom, eyes open again. Where I'm at, bro? I'm sitting in a Burger King. I'm sitting at a table in a Burger King. I see my friend sitting in front of me, right? And I was just like, and they tell me like, hey, Udyzyz, I get something to eat, alright? You want some? And I was like, I wasn't even able to speak anymore, really, bro. I wasn't not even able to speak anymore. I didn't even want anything. And they're like, alright, they said, we'll just get something. They stood up, bro. And I was some sort of trying to keep my balance while I was sitting there, right? And then all of a sudden, bro, it was like slow motion, bro. It was like slow motion. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, like a tree is falling. Slap. Laying on the floor with my head. Boom. And I wasn't out, bro. I just saw everything like in a movie, bro, when you see the camera shifting, like POV of someone who was, I don't know, tranquilized or whatever. And then boom. Right? That's my vision. I was like, bro. Then my friend sees me, bro. My friend sees me that I fell. They got back to me, helped me up, bro. And I was like, water. And they're like, all right. They were holding me, bro. And they were like in this Burger King, like the washing rooms. And I was also want some water in my face and my neck just get some control back, right? Like this classic movie type of thing, water in the face, right? And they were holding me, bro. I was getting down the stairs with them, bro. Got into the washing room, bro. I was standing there on the mirror, and I saw myself the very first time in that evening. After I saw myself in a reflection of the train that we took in the beginning of this night, right? I saw myself in a reflection, but from that point on, I haven't seen myself anymore, right? And then I saw myself in the Burger King mirror. I was like, oh man. I was thinking, oh man, I look messed up, right? I just took some water, like, and I was, bro. Normally I don't drink anything out of public restrooms, right? Like from the sink, I drink nothing because I don't know what they have done, but I was completely intoxicated, and I think I just didn't care because I was so drunk and I wanted some water. I was opening up like a dog, bro, drinking like all this. I was getting up again, and then again black, bro. Again black. Then, bro, the next moment, I opened up my eyes, bro. I opened up my eyes and I felt my eyes opening up, but it was still all dark. It was completely dark, still completely dark. And I felt like I was laying, right? I was laying. And just, I got my head up just a little bit, and I saw a source of light and a silhouette of someone, right? And I just looked there, right? And there was this light and a silhouette of someone, and I was saying the name of my friend, right? It's, let's say, just, I'm gonna to keep it all subtle, friend, right? Name friend. And I was like, friend, and they were just like, keep your mouth shut. And I really heard in the tone of their voice that they were way more sober than me, because a lot of time passed, obviously, and they were exhausted and a little bit irritated or annoyed, right? Because they went through something this night, probably because of me. I wasn't even getting in this moment, but I was also like this, like completely like drained of energy. I was like, friend, and they're like, keep your mouth shut. And I was like, all right. And then, and it was like my room, right? The light came from the hallway. The door was open, and my friend was just sitting there in my room watching me, laying in the bed, right? Waiting for someone to, someone to take care of me at night. Because obviously my friend also had to go home, and they were waiting because I was living with someone at the moment in this apartment, right? And yes. And I was like, then okay, oh no, they just again, my friend just said like, just keep your mouth shut. And I was like, all right. And that was the moment where I really fell asleep. And then I woke up the next morning, light in my room, and I was like, whoa, what happened last night, right? And I was like really like this dry throat, like this a little bit of a pulsing head, but not too crazy, but just definitely also some. I was like, oh man, it was definitely noticeable, bro. Let's say that, like, and then I want to get up out of my bed, bro, and all of a sudden, bro, I felt like really like, and and I felt really some pain on my hip, right? Really like on my hip bone, right? I was like, ooh, what's that, bro? What happened? Right, and looked, I just got my shirt up and looked and like, ooh, whoa. And it was like, really like, was black and blue, bro, on my hip. Oh, bro, what happened last night? I was like, all right. I was like, okay, I will just get my phone now. And again, right, there's some parallels, bro, with my 13-year-old self with the first hangover. I was getting my phone to then check in with my friend that was there the whole night to ask what happened. Because I just had, I don't know, bro. I had a few moments of this whole night, and they were hours. It was like a whole club night almost. Well, not a whole club night, but because we didn't get into the club, but a lot still happened there. Definitely a good amount of hours that we were on the road, some sort of. And I got my phone, right? My phone was like facing downwards. I picked my phone up from the table, like, ugh! It was completely cracked, bro. It was completely cracked. It was the very first time I ever cracked a phone, bro. And I was like, ugh! I took it in my hand, and then like, oh! And then looked down on my hip and like, oh yeah, okay, now it makes sense because I always wear my phone on this side. And I must have, fall onto the phone At some point in this night of many times I fell and completely cracked it with my hip bone. And yeah, also had some bruises. I was like, oh man. Opened up my phone, bro, was texting. Bro, my friend made me a voice message and was telling me all this stuff, bro. They were telling me all this stuff, right? And I was like, oh man. Essentially what they told me, bro, what happened, that the whole night I was almost like a zombie. What I can totally get, because I was all the time on autopilot but a few moments. And they told me this story then after the Burger King, bro. Because in the Burger King, bro, after I was washing my face and it was like my last blackout, when we got out of the washing room, from the ladies' washing room, 3 girls came out, right? And they were all nurses, right? 3 young women came out of the ladies' washroom and saw me and my friend holding me, and they obviously maybe their instincts were triggered as a nurse, and they were saying, hey, what's going on? You need help, right? They were offering help. They were offering help to my friend to help me, right? And my friend's like, yeah, please help me. Because my friend told me essentially, till this very point, until we met the nurses, he had to look out for me like a little baby, like a little child, right? Just running around, stumbling, just sometimes just completely standing there, completely doing nothing like a zombie. They had to re-get me, right? Hold me, look after me that I don't do anything stupid or crazy or dangerous. Obviously, sometimes I just slipped into the water, whatever what should they do, right? But they really got me. My friend really got me through this night. My friend really got me through this whole night, bro. Like a guardian angel, bro. Until those 3 nurses joined in on the team, and then I had like 4 guardian angels. It was probably 5 hours, bro, we were out there. Probably, bro. 5 hours. Approximately. And those nurses were helping my friend to get us again to the train station. Also, you 3 nurses, you 3 young women, also big thanks to you. You are also just, yeah, 3 human beings with a golden heart that you helped me and helped my friend to help me. Big thanks to you. I haven't even seen you. I was completely blacked out. But if you see these 3 nurses, such a big thank you from the deepest depth of my heart. Same with this one dude at the train station. You are awesome human beings. That you helped me when I really needed help. And I think that's not that common anymore nowadays. And it's so valuable to me, and I appreciate it so much, bro. And my friend knows that I really appreciate them. I told them multiple times after this all happened. I let them feel my gratitude after this night. And I had like 3. I had 3. And then also when I was laying in my bed, then like 4 moments when I was conscious. Out of this whole 5-hour night, and a very short one, a few seconds. Crazy. That was crazy. And yes, to come full circle, what I want to tell you is, drinking can be fun if you do it in a safe way and you keep the control, and only in a healthy and proper amount, and definitely with people that you can really trust. Then I think drinking can be as safe as possible. But what I want to also tell you in terms of my story, I was so lucky that I really had people with a golden heart that helped me out when I needed it the most. Because I was completely vulnerable. Like a baby. I was completely knocked out. I had no control over my body for hours. In all those nights. In all those 3 hangovers. Right? And there were people, bro, that were there for me, bro. They helped me. They protected me and brought me through the night. Just imagine those people that really helped me in this night, that I was so desperately in need of. If they wouldn't have been there, a whole lot of bad stuff, horrible stuff could have happened to me. But I was so lucky to have those awesome people finding me or being with me or picking me up. Literally, when I was laying on the floor, they picked me up. And after this 3rd hangover, I haven't had a hangover in my life anymore, because then I some sort of also think subconsciously I learned my lesson for good. That if you drink, do it in a safe way, bro. And You don't even need to have alcohol to have a fun night or day or night at a club or house party or barbecue or just having a cozy Sunday, whatever. You don't have to have a single drop, because later on in my life, I also learned then when I went out partying, clubbing without a single drop of alcohol, I had awesome nights, bro. Awesome nights. Whoo! I have to say, bro, sometimes in life you have to test your own limits, but sometimes you also just should listen and don't even go this route that I went, right? But again, some people learn it the hard way, some people just learn it the smart way, right? I learned a lot of lessons in my life the hard way, but still have had so much luck. I had so much luck in those processes of hard learning and lessons. What I'm so grateful for, because horrible things could have happened to me. At a train station, drunk person, no control of their body. Falling, train. In a city, completely ish-faced drunk, lost control, laying on the floor. Could get robbed, could get beaten up, could get completely taken. Maybe get something out of there. Oh, money. Really, yeah, was just protected by people with a golden heart. And yeah, some people would call it having guardian angels, right? But I think I just had the right people at the right time when I had a very bad time. That it all went well and had a good happy end. Yes. If you, me guys and gals, have any, ideas for topics that I should talk about, and also some meals that I should cook and then also eat while I'm sharing my stories and thoughts at this Eat and Talk Storytime thing, feel free to let me know. Post a YouTube comment or send me Instagram DM, Twitter DM, or on Discord. And yeah, also like and subscribe this YouTube channel and like this video if you want to support the Udyzyz show, because also from the last video there I got fired and so I ordered pizza plus face reveal. I want to say thanks to all of my beloved Udyzyz enjoys that were really just putting all their good energies also in the comments and all those likes and views. There was a big hit this video, bro, and it really helped out with the views, and this content is also very good for the Udyzyz show in terms of making revenue, because me guys and guys really liked it. It really helped the Udyzyz show also financially. You just watched the video and gave it a like and posted comments. And also big shout out to me guy Josh F. He was donating 15 Australian dollars. Josh F, you are also awesome, bro. Financially also directly supported this show. Appreciate you also, Josh F. And obviously also all of me guys and gals that didn't donate but watched the full video or watched it for a certain amount of time and gave it a like and posted comment with their beautiful messages. I read all the messages, all the comments, and really appreciate you, me guys and gals. The Udyzyz show needs support now more than ever, because we obviously went full time. I have no bill paying job anymore, and this now has to work, and we'll make it work together. And we already started it with a bang, this new chapter of the Udyzyz show, and more of this stuff, more of Eat and Talk and cooking videos exclusively on Patreon, launching on 1st of August 2025, is coming up, so stay tuned for that. And if any one of you guys and gals also want to donate and they don't want to use YouTube, there is this Stream Elements donation tipping page in the description of this video. And if you donate, first of all, via an Apple product, right, like iOS takes 30% of those YouTube donations, right, those super thanks or whatever, 30%. And YouTube, they do this always, take 25% of this donation that you put out there, right? So essentially 55% are shaved off of your donation if you donate via YouTube. But I still totally appreciate also, again, Josh F, that you donate via YouTube. But for all of me guys and gals, and also Josh F, if you want to donate where, let's say, the big majority of the money you donate lands in the Udyzyz show revenue pot, then feel free to do it via Stream Elements, because yeah, that is a minimal amount they charge in terms of fees, but we appreciate this so much, and we're gonna reinvest this for other meals that we can cook for the Udyzyz show and all the other stuff that we then also can use to create content, right? And reinvest this in the Udyzyz show in different shapes or forms. Woo! I love to make the Udyzyz show and enjoy it so much with all of my beloved Udyzyz enjoyers, all of you guys and gals.